Yo, how? Oh, wow, that's loud. Yo, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Papi Wolf, and welcome back to a new episode and a new series that we're covering on the channel. And the series is Tokyo Revengers, bro. I gotta say something off the bat, dude. This fucking first episode, man, has me hooked. It's called Reborn. It has so much fun and like interesting stuff. Like, I'm really feeling this show, dude. Dude, I'm excited. It's so interesting. It's done a little differently than I was expecting it to do, and because it does it a little bit differently, I'm kind of feeling it. Oh my lord, man, this show is gonna be dope. And let's just jump right into the premise of this thing. So that takes place. The premise is Hanagaki Takamichi is this kind of 25-year-old kind of the best way to put it is loser. He lost confidence. He's kind of like very like submissive, and everybody kind of like pushes him around. His work, his landlord, his neighbors, even like street punks and kids, they just push him around. And then one day, as he's waiting for the train to go home, before this, when he wakes up, he hears a news report about two siblings, the Tachibana siblings, Hinata and Naoto. Hearing that Naoto and Hinata died brings him back memories to when he in middle school used to actually date Hinata. And it's interesting that from this on, he's like, wow, like I can't believe she died. And the whole time he's trying to remember her. And somehow during he's waiting for a commute to get on the train to go back home, someone pushes him to the middle of the train, and he's able to see his life flash before his eyes. But in real sense, he time travels back to his 13-year-old, 14-year-old body, because he's in 8th grade technically. He's a second year, so that's 8th grade. And he's in his 8th grade body, and he's a delinquent. He's running with his old delinquent crew, and he's kind of going through memory lane, remembering all the memories he had in that time frame, like the dating the popular girl, how she really liked him, growing around with his friends, getting jumped by the biker gang that would later become the Tokyo Majin gang, which is the very same gang that, because of their violence, led to the death of both Naoto and Hinata. So it's very interesting that all these kind of events are somewhat seemingly connected. It's giving me big Erased vibes, like really, really big Erased vibes. And that's what's really making me kind of like interesting. Like, I didn't know like it would be like this. I didn't know this was kind of like the way it was gonna go. But the show is pretty fun. I love the art style. It's very clean and crisp. It's also very cheerful and very expressive for certain looks and stuff. So like, I like how the ugly cries look ugly. I like how the sincerity in the eyes look like very like dynamic. I just love the art style for this kind of show. And my buddy recently just read all 200 chapters of this already and was like, bro, Tokyo Revengers is fucking fire. And I was like, bro, the anime is just dropping. And he was like, are you serious? Like, I knocked it out in one day. And I was like, dude, if my friend says he loves this show, then my friend's picky as a motherfucker. And if he says that he loved this, like the manga wise, up and down, I can only, if the anime just stays at least 80% straight to the content, this show's gonna be fucking fire. I have no doubt in my head this is gonna be like the next big fun one of the next big one. Like, it's probably not gonna drop the ball like Erased did, but it's probably gonna keep the hype going. I see maybe 2 seasons, maybe 3 of this if it gets enough attention, but I'm really hyped for where this is actually gonna go. Of course, the fun thing about the show is, what really draws me in is right after he makes a deal with Naoto, and he saves Naoto from a couple punks when he's little. He tells Naoto to protect his big sister, and then he has to do it at all costs, because he does the one thing you don't do in time travel. He tells him his future. He goes, look, you and your sister died in July 1st, so do yourself a favor and be prepared to save her that day. And right when he shakes his hand, he wakes up, he's in a police bed, he's remembering that he didn't get hit by that train because somebody saved him. And guess who it was? It was Naoto. Naoto was an adult now, being alive, being a police officer, being someone like very like professional, has been the influence that Takamichi had was able to ripple and get his own life saved. And in the sense, like, he make the whole I am my own grandpa kind of thing. Like, he was able to kind of implement that rule and keep himself from dying that day at the train station. So now he has to reveal to Takemichi that, yo, yes, you warned me about that day. Yes, you told me to be like, I trained and I did whatever I could to protect my sister that day, but it didn't work. I couldn't save her. She still passes away. And I really believe the only reason like this is happening is because we need you to save her back in time. You time travel. Like, he believes it with such conviction that it's making me worry just a bit. It's making me think, why does he believe this so much? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of like making me think that the first episode probably had a lot of clues on what's gonna be happening through the show, and I feel like I'm kind of like I can draw so many disillusions, but I can definitely draw like a map of where this show is gonna probably go without spoiling myself, or like without getting my hopes up way too high. Tokyo Revengers is gonna be one watch that I'm excited for. If you want me to rate this episode, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Like, it's fucking good. It's so cool. I like the premise. I like how it's gonna seemingly have him jump between both periods of time, because that is something I'm not used to seeing in like stuff like this. In Erased, he woke up and he was just a kid, and he still was a kid, and it wasn't until I think the end of the series that he wakes up and he's actually an adult. But like, this one is dancing around that kind of cliche premise and doing its own different spin, and I think that's what makes this show so refreshing. I think that's what makes this so much more watchable without me feeling like, oh, I can predict what's gonna happen, or oh, this is probably gonna happen. If you guys wanted to know like why like any reason why to pick this up, I would say like the storyline alone, like, it draws me in. I thought it was going to be a slow first episode, but it really does a lot, and it really does paint the premise of the show. Like, if it was just going to be him stuck in time, I would have been like, oh, cool. I would have given it like an 8. It would have been, okay, that's cool. Like, you know, we've seen this before. But the very fact that he jumps back to the present and sees the very ripple effects that he was able to cause with time. Keep in mind, every ripple effect technically is an alternate universe. He's waking up in a different future, not the same future he knows, because that same future still exists. But for every little ripple effect he causes, it allows that new future, and it transports him there. Seeing is basically he's reaping the fruit. He's reaping the seeds that he sowed. You know what I'm saying? He's reaping the fruit that he sown that day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that made any sense, but I hope it did. I really did, because this show is phenomenal. I cannot wait to watch the next episode. And I can only hope that as the show progresses, we see Takemichi. I want to see him just become more and more apparent and more badass. I hope that the show, takes its time, because again, 200 chapters, it's not a lot to it's a lot to work with, but it's definitely something you do not want to speed through. And I really hope the show takes its time with it, because I'm really excited, guys. I am fucking excited to see where this goes, and I hope everybody else is. But anyways, guys, this is gonna be it for the review. Tokyo's Revenger, if it's solid 9 out of 10. It's like a A- at this point. Like, first episode's already got me hooked. I can't wait for next week's episode. And yeah, this is gonna be it for your boy. Be sure to check this out, because I can't stress enough how much I'm really liking this show. Anyways, guys, remember, leave a comment down below if you actually like Tokyo Revengers, and comment down below where you think the show's gonna go as well. Also, give me a like. Actually, also, while you're doing all that, subscribe to my channel. Let's get me up to 1,000 subs, and we can, start conquering the world. Yeah. All right, guys, catch you later. Peace out, and remember, 1,000 subscribers.